GLAM, Los Angeles.
Hi, Kirby. Hi, Sarah. Welcome to Los Angeles.
I feel like this is a Blake Lively podcast at this point. We are now Blake Brown Beauty, Blake Lively Incorporated. So this is not intentional, but I just feel like she's constantly been in the headlines. I've covered her like 4 times in the past week on my personal Instagram.
They're doing an amazing job. The press tour for her movie lined up with the hair launch. But can you tell me a little bit more about this like drama with her co-star? With
This
Justin?
is exactly what I want to talk about.
Okay, because like I don't know anything, and then I saw the E! News post, and I was like, oh, you're right. I haven't seen them together. What's
So
going
you
on?
know that when mainstream media is picking up TikTok conspiracy theories, that there has to be some semblance of truth to them, because
Totally.
I got an email because I subscribe to the Hollywood Reporter. I get this breaking news alert. Well, it was not breaking news, but it was an email that was sent. And it was like, is there trouble between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni from It Ends With Us? TikTok theories think so. So I read the story, and the story has some like anonymous sources confirming some of these theories that they have been seeing on TikTok. But the premise is that It Ends With Us is a Colleen Hoover book. I believe it was written in 2018. The subject matter, I'm literally just started listening to it on Spotify, so I haven't gone even that far yet. But the premise of it is that it involves domestic violence. It's pretty much a huge theme of this movie. Okay. Justin Baldoni is not only a leading man in this film opposite Blake, but he's the director of this film. And he's the one that optioned the book from Colleen Hoover with his production company. And ultimately, when they were going through casting, Colleen came to him and said, would you consider being in the movie? I think you would make a good Ryle, which is the name of his character. So he ends up doing it, director and actor. Then you have Blake, who is actress and producer, very much like Zendaya in Euphoria. She is the lead, and then she also is producer, so she gets say so in certain cuts, etc. So they filmed this movie, and in May there were press opportunities with Colleen Hoover and Justin Baldoni like together. I saw that ET did stuff with them, extra. So they were like very much, it seemed, on good terms. During this entire press tour, everybody is all eyes on Blake because she's been like pulling out these amazing floral looks because her character is named Lily Bloom in the book and in the film. And I guess she also owns a flower shop in both as well. So she's really going hard with the floral motifs. She even wore the iconic Britney Spears Versace gown that I literally would die to have. And people are noticing that in all of the junkets, this cast Q&A, red carpets, Justin Baldoni is nowhere to be found. Nobody knows where he is. Like, he's not. The entire cast is together. There are images of them all together, but the director and literal star of this movie, opposite Blake, is not anywhere to be found. So that's what gets TikTok sniffing. Like, what is going on here? Why is he not a part of any of this? That's weird. Then, I mean, I was like, I don't know if this is true.
It's because she didn't send the Blake Brown PR mailer to Justin. And
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
She didn't give him a heads up.
Blake?
Yeah, exactly. The theories online, and of course, anybody can say anything on TikTok. The comment that I'm about to mention is some person without even a real name, no photo, saying, my dad is in this industry and this is what happened. And it's like some guy pulling something out of his ass. Like, right. That one theory was that Blake and Ryan Reynolds, her husband, wanted to make this movie an Oscar vehicle for Blake. And that is not how Justin Baldoni wanted to interpret this film. That was not along the lines of what they wanted. Blake going as far as to having her editor recut the film and seeing which one played better, but then hers did not play as well as Justin's. When you make a movie, and if you don't know this, when you make a movie, there can be several cuts, and there's often focus groups where you're shown a cut of a movie, you get feedback from the audience, and then if things don't work or things aren't landing or whatever, you go back to the drawing board and you can do reshoots, you can re-edit, all those things. So it's not out of pocket for there to be multiple cuts of this movie, but what people online are really trying to push right now are basically that Blake and Ryan bad, because apparently Blake said on a carpet to someone that Ryan wrote some of the dialogue for like this pivotal opening scene of the movie between Blake and Justin's character. And everyone has ran with that, basically being like Blake and Ryan took over this when it was supposed to be Justin's and the writer of the movies and, you know, all this other stuff. It feels like everybody's really trying to make Ryan and Blake the bad guys. I don't think there's a bad guy in this situation, but I am really curious why none of the cast follows Justin. Like, not a singular one follows him.
You mean on social media?
Yes, does not follow him. He follows all of them. Colleen Hoover at one point was following him, is not anymore. Blake's not. And then he is not a part, like you do not see Blake in any photos with him at all. Any press materials, like any junkets.
Did he attend the premiere?
He attended the premiere in New York. And when he's been asked about Blake, he's been extremely complimentary. And I think he was even on the Today Show and Hoda asked him, what is surprising about Blake or something like that. And he was like, you know her as an actress, but she's like a force. She's like very creative. He's like going above and beyond to be like very decent and complimentary of her. And then the other thing that kind of stressed people out was Jenny Slate is in this movie. And I believe Deadline asked Jenny what it was like working with Justin, who is also a director and star. She completely avoided answering the question. Basically, she was just like, I don't know, like why you would want that much responsibility. I personally just love to act. And then she like went on this tangent about like how much work acting is, but never was like, Justin's an incredible director. Like he can handle it like nothing. So everyone is like, okay, don't tell us, like, don't let us see something on fire and tell us that it's not even smoking. Like what the hell is going on here? So the Hollywood Reporter, can I pull this up real quick? I cannot believe the Hollywood Reporter is actually getting the news on this.
Oh my God, who wrote the story?
Carly Thomas. So this is the headline. Did Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni have a rift over It Ends With Us? Sleuthing TikTokers think so. Rumors began to swirl after Baldoni's notable absence from the film's joint press events, lack of group cast photos at the New York premiere, and the fact that Lively doesn't follow Baldoni on Instagram. They say sources tell the Hollywood Reporter that there was a fracture among the filmmakers in the post-production process wherein two different cuts of the movie emerged. That through line right there is also being used in defense of Justin online, where people are like, I speculate that Justin really wanted to bring awareness to domestic violence victims, and Blake has been using it as an opportunity to promote her brands like Betty Buzz and Blake Brown Hair and all of this stuff. And I think that there's room for both. And I don't know, I mean, I have no idea how much truth there is to this, but literally, like, if you look at two separate posters that have been put out about this film, one is like very floral and it seems very like a Colleen Hoover book, you know, like a cover of a Colleen Hoover book. And the other one feels very much like serious movie. And so I'm wondering, like, what happened in post-production? Like, what was this movie supposed to be? I started laughing when someone was like, people thought this was going to be Blake's Oscar moment. I'm like, I know that y'all are completely delusional because there's no chance in hell she thought that this was the vehicle for that. Like, be dead serious. Apparently, there is a sequel that Colleen wrote in 2022 where Justin's character is a central figure in that book as well. So people are like, will he be a part of that movie? Will he direct it? Will Blake be a part of it? Like, I don't even know if she is a part of it based on the books, but it is very interesting to be like, what is going on here?
Wow.
And people also are really pushing the narrative that Ryan Reynolds is like was so heavily involved when he shouldn't have been. And that Hollywood Reporter makes a really good point. This is what the story says. Reynolds did write a large chunk of dialogue for the scene, multiple insiders tell THR, but not the entire scene. Beyond that, he would have had no time to focus on his wife's film since he and director Sean Levy were working 24/7 on Deadpool and Wolverine from the time they were able to resume production in early November 2023 after the SAG-AFTRA strike and through the laborious post-production process before embarking on a global publicity tour. I'm like, yeah, like, where are y'all getting the idea that like Ryan's like, hold on, let me pause my life's work of Deadpool to figure out this Colleen Hoover movie that my wife's in? Like, really think hard about that.
That doesn't make sense.
But there's something going on, and I would absolutely love to know what it is.
That's so crazy.
I know, but have you tried Blake Brown yet?
Okay, no, I haven't, because like you, I am also going through testing so many hair products right now. It's really
so many.
The season of hair.
The season of hair. It's the hair of the season of summer.
No, yeah, I'm trying Cécred right now too. I'm trying the shampoo and then the hydrating conditioner. Really beautiful bottles.
Okay, so I want snap judgments. Y'all don't drag us if we don't have good ones, but snap judgments. Have you tried Fenty yet?
Okay, I have not. I have tried Fenty, but not the shampoo. I've only tried one of the conditioners, which I really like. I actually really like the smell of the Fenty hair products. Is so good. How about you?
Like Fenty, I've only tried it once so far. Like the smell, and I also like the packaging.
Okay, Cécred. What are your thoughts?
To be honest, at Cécred's price point, I thought the packaging was going to be a little bit more luxurious. It is plastic,
but it looks pretty.
It looks pretty, but I was expecting maybe a heavier component.
Yeah, so did I. Like when I lifted it, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I tried the fermented rice protein wash and like strengthening treatment. I'm butchering the actual name of it, but it's a thing that you do once a week to help kind of strengthen your hair, and you put it in this shaker, like this vessel, and shake it up. Unfortunately, I do not like the smell of Cécred. There's something about it that turns me off. And at first I was like, what don't I like about this? And then I realized I just didn't like putting it in my hair because I didn't like the smell of it. I don't know if that's because it's that treatment. So obviously I'm going to try the rest of the products to see if it's a similar smell. But that fermented rice wash, I did not like the smell of.
Okay. I liked the smell of the shampoo and the conditioner.
Okay, good.
The hydrating shampoo, it's very hydrating. I don't know if it's like too thick for like my hair type, which is just like fine.
Yeah.
And because I felt like, and this also again could be user error, but after I used it and I went to like dry my hair, I just felt like there was still product like in my hair and on my scalp, you know,
maybe weighing it down.
Weighing it down a little bit. I need to try it again, you know, but I did like the conditioner, but I also was expecting the components to be heavier, but I do think they're pretty. They look nice on my shower shelf.
Yeah. Blake Brown, I tried it for the first time. It smells incredible.
Okay.
Smells incredible. The messaging very much behind that brand is you smell as good as your hair, essentially, or your hair is your best scent. So she wants your hair to smell good, peeps. I thought it was fine. Again, no conditioner. They just have like these two masks. So I used the shampoo and then one of the masks. It just felt like a really thick conditioner, honestly. I've always thought, honestly, some of these hair masks are just like, leave your conditioner in for 5 minutes and you'll get the same result. The shampoo is not super thick like I like it. It was thick enough. It didn't feel like water running through my fingers, which is good. And I will say that when I got out of the shower and blow dried my hair looks very shiny and it looks really, really good. So okay. I was satisfied with the results of Blake Brown's shampoo and leave-in hair mask. But I know I'm not the only one that's going to say this because I have gotten nonstop DMs. Blake, if you hear this, please forgive me. The packaging is so ugly. It is so ugly.
It's really a very interesting choice that she made.
I'm like perplexed. Like, again, I'm perplexed behind the decision because they're octagonal shapes, which is kind of nice because they're not circular and they're not like rolling
Right.
around everywhere. Okay.
Also,
But
like
the
unique,
lids,
different.
yeah, they're unique. That's a great way to put it. But the lids are these wooden gargantuan lids, and the product, I mean, you get a lot of product for what you're paying for it. It's at Target. It's like, I think between $9 and like $20 or something like that. But it takes up a lot of space in your shower. And I have a seat in my shower where I put a lot of my stuff. And so it's fine for me. But if you only had little shelves that you were installing yourself or something, or had like a built-in one, I mean, that's taking up most of your space. It's not the most conscious of like space.
It's also like the color, it's like a brown bronze. It's not really like that pretty.
I know, which is shocking to me.
I don't mean like that's like for lack of a better word.
We are just the messengers. These are our opinions, but B, I mean, well, okay, so here's the thing about Blake Brown. I thought, you know what, like another celebrity hair brand. I like Blake Lively, so I'm going to try it and see what's up. When I posted that I got that package of product, I have never had so many hearts, surprised faces, DMs going, please let us know if you like it. I think it's because it's available at Target, so people can easily just go get it. And I think people really like her. So,
and her
hair.
Like her hair. Her hair
Yeah.
is iconic. So it's
Totally.
like, if this product is going to make my hair look as good and voluminous and healthy as hers, then by all means, take my money.
And I mean, for the record, I'm looking at my hair. I mean, I think my hair looks really good, really soft. It's really shiny. And I loved using it because the smell, it feels like a perfume. It feels elevated. I'm sorry, but that's the general feedback, is that this packaging is like, even before the brand launched and Sarah and I were talking to other editors, they were like, oh, we can't wait for you to try it. The packaging is hideous. I'm like, oh.
The logo like looks like it's supposed to be a bee.
No, that's okay. That's what I was wondering.
Kind of confuses me because when I think of bees, I think of Beyonce. I think of honey. Is there any honey in, the hair products? No, right?
No, but this is all speculatory. But what if they saw when Cécred came out in February that like the proprietary whatever is honey, of course, because it's Beyonce. And they're like,
they have to like change gears.
Yeah. They're like, we got to go back to the drawing board and figure this out. I am a typography person. Fonts are extremely important to me. I'm sorry. But it's selling like hotcakes. Like, literally in our Slack, people are like, oh my God, I found Blake Brown at my Target. It was like nearly sold out. So clearly people do not care about the packaging.
Like typewriter.
No, it's typewriter.
Note. Typewriter, ransom note, energy. Sorry.
But I mean, does it matter on the outside if the inside's good? My hair, I think, speaks for itself. It looks freaking good.
Yeah, I mean, if it were not Blake Lively, then I don't think you have to judge a book by its cover. But in this case, she gets a free pass. And if the product is great, then that's really what matters.
I think the other thing for me is with Cécred, the packaging, the weight of it is the same weight as Blake Brown's at like such a lower price. You know what I mean? So like that's I think the thing that keeps messing me up with Cécred is I was expecting like this almost like
super prestige,
even though it's not. I think the price point is what?
It's around the same price. It's around the same price. $15 for the shampoo, $19 for the clarifying shampoo.
Oh, this changes thing. Oh wait, no.
That's what it says for me.
Hydrating shampoo, full size, $30. Clarifying shampoo and scalp scrub, $38.
Maybe
double
it's
cleanse kit, $42.
The travel size, maybe.
Yeah, you're looking at travel sizes.
But I think that for the packaging, she had to also think about, like sustainable components, things like that. And when you have really heavy ones, that typically means that, it's not made with recyclable ingredients.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
No,
think it's different consumers, different audiences, different target demos.
I think visually, if I'm looking at like the 3 brands we listed, Cécred is the most visually appealing to me. Although I
Yeah.
do like the colorful packaging
hair.
of Fenty.
Me too.
And I just feel like it feels elevated in my opinion. Blake Brown, not so much. But I think that for me, I don't know. I guess like I feel bad for Beyonce because like it's like Beyonce, like
Yeah.
you want like
you have
this
big expectations for sure.
Right. So I think I wasn't like disappointed. I was just like, oh, I thought this was going to be like this like luxury vessel that I'm going to shake this thing in. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
you make a
like-
good
like-
point about the recyclability and carbon footprint.
Like when you have an Oribe shampoo in your shower, you're
Right.
like, this is premium experience.
Right.
This is luxury.
Right.
I have not tried Blake Brown yet. I will try it this weekend. I really like the Fenty hair experience of using the products. I think, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Rihanna knows. She just knows. I'm excited to try more of the Cécred products, and then I will report back on Blake Brown.
Okay,
I
so
just can't like when I say Blake Brown. I just like
Blake Brown,
Blake Brown.
Blake Brown, bitch, Blake Brown, bitch, Blake Brown. We do love you, Blake Ellender Brown, Lively Reynolds.
Please consider coming on here. Talk to us a little bit more about the vision.
And bring Chase Crawford.
Are they still friends?
I don't know. That's a great question. We could ask her. Okay, so y'all seem to really like when we get follow-up emails and talk about it. So that's what we're going to do right now. Last week, I talked about being a sweaty mess. And it's unfortunate. And then I saw this.
I'm not smelling very fresh right now.
I actually am smelling fresh.
Because I forgot to apply deodorant this morning.
Okay, so I'm sorry about that. But I, at KTLA.
Yeah, sorry to Jessica Holmes.
So we talked about it. Then I see this TikTok commercial. It was essentially a commercial. It was for TikTok Shop. But this girl was like, do you have bad BO, moon face, stomach fat you can't get rid of, memory loss, like all this shit? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, you have high cortisol levels. And I'm like, no shit, sister. Like, I'm stressed. Like, this has been a stressful time. And then she was hawking some like dumb powder that's supposed to lower your cortisol, which definitely does not work. So do not buy that if you guys see it on TikTok. But then we get this lovely email. I'm going to pull it up. And this is from our girl, Whitney. She works at Dr. Dennis Gross, who we love. And it always makes me happy when brands are listening to the pod. So Whitney says, I was just listening to this week's episode of Los Angeles on my morning walk, and I just had to write you guys because I have a cure for the smelly pit situation.
Wait, yeah, no, can we say like the subject is cure for the smelly pit situation, lol.
She says
immediately opened.
Yeah, immediate open. So she says, unfortunately, I also suffer from this condition and have tried every deodorant armpit detox under the sun. So I know how frustrating it is, but I started incorporating our alpha beta extra strength daily peel and our body peels into my armpit regimen. And they have significantly helped with reducing my BO, LOL. If you are going to use our body peels, I recommend using them before the shower. I like to apply them 10 to 20 minutes before I get in so the acids have a chance to do their thing and break down all the sweat, bacteria, and buildup. And then I'll rinse them off in the shower and then apply deodorant as normal when I'm all dried off. If I'm not showering, I'll use the Alpha Beta Extra Strength Daily Peel before using deodorant, and I swear my deodorant smells 10 times better and I won't smell by the end of the day. The Alpha Beta peels have also helped brighten my underarm area and reduce ingrown hairs. Sold. Yeah. I have some in my freaking bathroom right now. And we kind of talked about that, like utilizing acids to help.
Yeah. So I was using the Inkyless salicylic acid stick that looks like a deodorant.
I have
And
it.
yeah, and that actually I initially was using like on my legs because I have a little bit of like that strawberry skin. And then Colette, one of the founders of Inkyless, was like, you should also consider using it on your underarms because there's that trend that everyone is using, you know, acids under their underarms. And I was using it, but I think I was using it too much because then my armpits started getting irritated. And so that's the only thing I would be a little concerned about because Dr. Dennis Gross is so extremely, you know, uh, efficacious. But I guess like I think like for me, like using it even every once in a while would probably help because unless you are using like an antibacterial soap to scrub like the, you know, smelly bacteria, the leftover deodorant, the sweat, like you're honestly
My
not
self
really,
tan.
yeah, you're not getting anything off. So then really what you're just doing is reapplying deodorant on top of that layer. So I really need to incorporate this peel.
I'm doing it. I'm so excited. After this, I'm running in there. Like, I also like the idea of a wipe.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very excited. So Whitney, our girl,
Thank
thanks
you,
for the heads
Whitney.
up. We will be
That's
doing
an
this.
expensive habit, but if it makes me smell better,
Listen,
I'll take it.
I'll just do a little dab will do ya. I'll do it on my face and then use the rest
Yeah.
of it on my
Oh,
underarm. That's called
sustainable.
totally. We're sustainable sisters over here.
Multitasking.
Yep.
Oh, that's
We
a
love
really
it.
good idea. Okay, done.
Okay, Sarah, we have an email about
I-
Scentbird.
We have an email from Leela Moore or Layla Moore. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. She says, Scentbird unsubscriber, thanks to you. Hi, Kirby. Hi, Sarah. See what I did there? Love
Aw,
it. Love
cute.
it. Was listening on the endless drive to camp today to your podcast about Scentbird's founder and OMG have never canceled a subscription faster once I stopped driving, I swear.
Good.
Thank you for your service. I did let them know exactly why I was canceling as well. I did find a few perfumes I loved through them, but they are absolutely not worth it.
What is crazy to me? So, Layla, congratulations. We're happy to help. And
Yes.
thank you for listening to the podcast and for writing in. The thing that blows my mind is that it seemingly nobody else is talking about this still
No,
to
okay.
this day.
We saw Liz Flora at the Courtney Cox event.
Yes.
And I was like, thank you for always, you know, doing your service and letting us report on your reporting. And she's like, no, thank you for talking about Scentbird. She's like, I feel like you guys are the only other ones who covered it. And why doesn't anyone else care?
No, this should be a bigger deal. It's like us, that YouTuber, and Liz are the only people talking about this. And nobody else seems to care. Where is the coverage? People need to know. I mean, we've had so many people write us in the Slack, to our email and our DMs saying, thank you for covering this. I immediately canceled my Scentbird subscription. I wonder if it's a legal thing.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. But Layla, we are here for you, and we really love that you were making the trek to camp. Yeah. Making the trek to camp, canceling Scentbird.
Yeah.
Way to go. So last week we talked about our brand that was killing 2024 so far. And we went to the Slack and we said, we want to know what you guys think. Who do you think has been killing 2024? And there were so many responses.
We have so many replies.
We have so many replies. So a lot of people for Elf.
Prequel. They're
Prequel.
now at Target.
Yep.
Congratulations, Dr. Sam Ellis.
We have Naturium. A lot of people saying In Beauty.
Road.
Do.
Half Magic.
And we have House Labs. Someone says, I would say In Beauty Project with the extreme cream and the lip SPFs and their commitment to innovation at an accessible price point. Someone says, for drugstore, I would say Naturium. I love not breaking the bank for quality. Fleur, they keep knocking it out of the park with their fragrances. Yes, I totally agree. I loved so much of what they've launched recently.
Oh, and then someone also seconded that and said they've been able to make every new launch go viral, which they have. It's crazy. They sell out every time.
They do.
The body mist expansion was on point as well, while keeping to their unique scent profiles.
Someone said La Roche-Posay has remained so relevant in such a saturated market, especially with the release of the Mela B3 products. Salt Air consistently puts out great products with great aesthetics at a great price. Also very pleased to see Clinique working with what they have in the Black Honey Cult. Might not be crushing it per se, but it's very smart. Side note, did you know that Clinique is exiting Sephora, which is very interesting and sad. And we'll cover that on another episode, but it's worth mentioning.
When I think of Clinique, though, I think of the department store.
Yeah, I think
I don't
about
think
a
of
department
Sephora.
store.
I just think that they have, it's like, that's not where they have their customer. They don't need to compete with the Sephora shoppers, you know, with
Yeah.
the shelf space. They like own Macy's. Do people still go to Macy's? I'm sure they do. Nordstrom. I love the Clinique Back Honey.
Yes, same. I like a lot of Clinique products. Someone says Lawless. Their lip plumping mask is way better than Laneige, we've told y'all, which I've tried a million times but never liked. I also like their balm sticks, which provide a flush of color that is more work appropriate for me. Also, their new blushes are fire. That person also said that In Beauty Project was overrated. Girl.
Ooh, hot take.
Those are fighting words.
But I love
absolutely fighting words.
We welcome the conversation.
I don't. No, just kidding. I do. We do welcome the conversation. I'm just in beauty.
No,
stan.
okay. I will say I use the extreme cream. Like I've been using it daily. It's not thick enough for me for nighttime.
Oh, really?
I can't use it for nighttime, but I do love it during the day. And I really like the formula. Did we say vacation? A lot of votes for vacation.
A lot of vacation. A lot of vacation. I just keep seeing the same ones over and over. Dew, Naturium, Vacation, Elf, In Beauty Project, Rhode, Vacation. Everything they put out this year has been exciting and cool, and they're making sunscreen fun. Love the Shake Shake in particular. I also thought that the storytelling they did around Orange Jelly with Marie Lodi was so neat.
Shout out Marie.
Shout out Marie. I liked that post. So it sounds like if we were going to narrow it down, it would be Elf,
Naturium, Fleur,
Vacation,
In Beauty.
In Beauty. Yeah, those are the magic 5.
None of y'all picked Glossier?
We're ahead of our time, Sarah. We picked Elf last year.
Or are we behind in our times because we're saying Glossier
Both.
just now?
Both. We can be 2 things at once. We are women. We are more than one thing at the same time.